Hello and welcome to Global Traveler, your number one resource hub for immigration and travel. In today's video, we are looking at how to apply for the Swedish job seeker visa. If you're looking for a much simpler way to migrate to Europe, then you should look into the latest visa type, which is trending amongst some European countries. This visa is known as the job seeker visa, and it currently looks like more European countries are buying into the idea of creating a visa that allows people to come without securing a job first, but to seek for one. Now, the job seeker visa was first announced by Germany and then Austria. Last month, surprisingly, Portugal also announced that they will be launching theirs also. And now Sweden is the latest European country joining this trend. Hopefully more and more countries in Europe follow suit. Now, with Sweden's latest job seeker visa, it means that you can move to Sweden without any job offer and be able to live and find work. The reason for Sweden introducing this kind of visa is that the country is currently experiencing a huge shortage of certain professionals, and this shortage is predicted to continue roughly over the next 5 to 10 years. Now, one great thing about applying for a visa in Sweden or to live and probably find work in Sweden is that you don't need to speak Swedish, not necessarily. This is because a huge population of Sweden speaks English. In this video, we are going to go over this visa type and how you can apply and what you need to know before you apply. If you're ready, let's jump straight into the video. Alright, so here we are on the official website for this visa, the Swedish job seeker visa, on the Swedish migration website. And it says right here at the very top, it says that resident permit for highly qualified persons to look for work or start a business. And so straight off the bat, one of the most important things you need to know is that this visa is for people with some form of advanced degree, because it says here that if you have completed studies according to an advanced level degree, then you are eligible to take up this visa. Very soon we're going to go into what sort of degree they are talking about, but this visa is granted for a minimum of 3 months and no more than 9 months. So the maximum you can get on this visa is 9 months, because it's essentially for you to look for work in Sweden and nothing more. Now, because it's to look for a job and not necessarily to live for a very long time, this visa does not allow you or does not permit you to come with your family, and so you cannot come to your family to live on this particular visa. However, let me be quick to add that when you do find a job and you do secure the working permit that allows you to actually work in Sweden, then you can look at bringing over your family. But on this particular visa, you cannot bring your family the first time. Now let's take a look at some of the requirements for this particular visa. It says here that in order to obtain this permit or this visa to look for employment opportunities in Sweden, number one, you must have completed studies corresponding to an advanced level degree, and we'll go into that. The other requirement is that you plan to seek employment or explore the possibility of starting your own business. The third is that you must be able to support yourself during the period for which you are applying for a permit and have money to cover the cost of your journey home. And so essentially you will have a bank statement showing that you have the needed funds to support yourself during this period. We will go into that very soon. Another requirement is that you need a comprehensive health insurance valid for care in Sweden. Most of these European countries, even if you are just visiting, you are required to get some form of insurance to cover yourself. And so this is right here also mandatory. You need health insurance over the period that you will be staying there to cover yourself. And then you need a passport valid for the entire period. Obviously, you need your passport to prove your identity and so forth. And then finally, you need to be currently located outside of Sweden. So yes, this is for individuals who are outside of Sweden, looking at coming into Sweden to look for work. Now we go into more details as to what they mean about an advanced level degree. So it says here, for a degree to count as an advanced level, it must correspond to a 60 credit master's degree a 120 credit master's degree, a professional degree worth 60 to 330 credits, or a postgraduate / PhD level degree. So essentially, they are saying from a bachelor's degree to a PhD. Once they can match your qualification to exactly what they are requiring, then you shouldn't have a problem. But you should be educated to this level in order to apply for this particular visa. Now, it says here that in your application, you must enclose a letter that gives them, the Swedish Council for Higher Education, the right to contact your higher education institution in your home country to verify your educational credentials. So this is one of the standard procedures that they've put in place to ensure that your documents are genuine and you have indeed received education at a higher institution. So what are some of the key documents that are required for this particular application? You will need a digital copy of the pages of your passport. So essentially the biodata page of your passport, where it shows your name, your photo, your passport number, and all the validity period, the issuing country, and so on and so forth. You need a copy of that page. Secondly, this relates to the qualifications that we just spoke about. You will need digital copies of examination certificates. You also need copies of your official transcript. So you will need copies of the certificate itself and then copies of your transcripts. Then you will need copies of your bank statement showing that you have the funds to support yourself. We'll go into the amount that you need soon. Next, you will need copies of documents that show that you have a comprehensive health insurance that is valid for care in Sweden. The next document you would also need is a digital copy of a signed consent that gives them, the Swedish Council for Higher Education, the right to contact your higher education institution, your home country, to verify your document. And so here in this link, they give you a sample of the letter. So I'll put a link to this page in particular in the description box below. You can check this page out for yourself and also be able to get a copy of this letter and amend it to suit your circumstances. Finally, you need to be able to pay the application fee with a debit or a credit card. All right, now that we have an overview of the documents and the things that we'll need to apply for this visa, let's just delve into a little bit more detail about some of them just to gain clarity. Now, it says that if your qualification is not in English, then you will need some sort of translation into English or Swedish. Now, let's jump straight into the financial requirements and see how much exactly you need in your bank account to apply for this resident permit. Now, it says here that you must demonstrate that you have in your bank account or your bank assets the equivalent of at least 13,000 SEK for each month for which you are applying for the resident permit. And also, in addition to this, you must have money to be able to pay for your travel home. If we check on Google for the dollar rate, this would be about $1,280 per month. So you must have the equivalent of about $1,280 per month for the number of months you are applying for this permit. Now, a little bit more about the health insurance. As they say, you would need your own health insurance. So for this health insurance, you can once again go to Google and find out how you can apply or buy a health insurance package for Sweden. And there are lots of organizations or companies that will pop up, and then you can buy one online. Now, once you have all these documents in place, how do you go about applying for this particular visa? So there is an e-service. You can apply online using their e-service. There's a huge apply button here. You can click over here and go ahead and fill in the form and apply for this particular visa. But if for some reason you cannot use the online service, you can download the form, the application form right here, and be able to fill it out and send it over. So it says that you must submit the form and attach documents at a Swedish embassy or a consulate general in your country of residence. But I would personally advise that you use the online application service to make things quicker and smoother. But do note that obviously you will be invited to a Swedish embassy or consulate in your country to be photographed and to provide all your fingerprints before you will receive this resident permit card. Now, what happens if you do land a job? Now, it says that if you do get a job during your permit in Sweden, whilst you are searching for the job in Sweden, you can then apply for the proper work permit within the country. So right inside of Sweden, you can apply for your work permit. On the other hand, if you do decide to start a business, then you can apply for a resident permit as a self-employed person in Sweden and be able to run your own business from there. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful and I hope you found value in watching this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, give this video a big like. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section down below. I'll also put links to every website or anything that I talked about in the description box below. Subscribe to this channel for more useful content just like this and be sure to turn on notifications just so that you don't miss these videos.